Farrell on it again, deep one around the back, Quinn there's the Frenchman goal! It's Andrew Quinn, the underdogs bare their teeth and show their fight in this cup final. Drogheda United strike first.
Welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, a Drogheda United fans podcast, proudly sponsored by the Coffee Box.
Hello and welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, episode number 6, season 2. As usual, joined by Owen and Richie. How are we doing, chaps?
Yeah, all good, lads.
Yeah, not a bother.
Good.
Yeah, I suppose we really have a quiet episode this week. We said it last week, but it went on for a bit longer than we anticipated. But there's nothing to talk about except for football.
Yeah, do we have to really do this, do we?
That's why I was late. I wasn't going to bother.
Yeah, I was
It
hoping
won't be
you'd
as bad
say,
as 2 weeks ago.
What's that, Owen?
So it won't be as bad as 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I don't know. It was fairly shy, lads. Fuck me. Very.
It's great to be talking about football, though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But, yeah, look, I suppose it was very, very disappointing. I'll start off by saying that before we get into the nitty gritty. It was a massive letdown, wasn't it?
Oh, it was absolutely dreadful. Dreadful game of football.
Yeah. Was it one of the shittiest performances we've put in a long time?
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back to when we played that bad.
Do you know what? It kind of looked like the season before last, first half of the season where we were absolutely dreadful. Really defensively so poor, and nothing was coming off for us. It kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just said that to a lad this morning. I was talking to a chap this morning, and that's exactly what I said. I said, that is exactly what that was like. It was, and you know what, we've had some heavy defeats, you know, like we've looked at Rovers and we've got to run around, but I actually don't mind that because Rovers can do that to you.
Yeah.
And, and that's like, I think it's always a free shot when we go up to Rovers anyway. But just, Saturday night away to Sligo, I don't know where to start, lads.
Yeah, I wasn't overly confident. Like I said, I think I predicted a 1-1 draw last week, but I would have expected a better performance, overall. Hugely disappointed.
Yeah, I think it was you that pointed it out that we don't win over there very often. It's not a place we go and get results. But the manner of the performance was really, really disappointing and really worrying, to be honest. And I'm not going to be a drama queen about it. I know it's early days, and Jesus, it was our 5th game, and there's players still trying to bed in and get used to the way we play and all that. And I think sometimes, I don't think we're guilty of it, but I think sometimes as a fan base, and I think every fan base is the same, is when you win, you get a little bit too carried away. And when you lose, you get a little bit downhearted too easy. You know what I mean? It's one game. I was disappointed against Shells, but then I thought, Drogheda United under Kevin Doherty, in the last year and a half, say, we if we're poor one week, we go out and we make up for it the next, and we put in a real gutsy performance, and we just didn't do that.
No, definitely not. And look, you're right. Look, we're certainly not going to hit the panic button yet, and I think that'd be an overreaction. But to me, something just doesn't look right or feel right at the moment with this team, and I can't just put my finger on it. The whole body language the other night of everybody. You couldn't even say 1 or 2 players played well. I don't think, but right, maybe Kavanagh. Kavanagh has been playing well, but even Keeley looked way off, and that's very worrying.
Owen?
Look, it could just be one of them nights. happens to every team. Just not on it.
Yeah, kind of. But like, do you not think we haven't been playing well like, at all?
I've been playing all right, like generally. Yeah, I wouldn't be panicking too much over just one poor performance, like because we were saying like it's a tough place to go anyway. Sligo played fairly well as well, I thought. So it wasn't just us being really poor. I thought second half was a little bit better when the substitutions were made, but it just was a bit too little, too late, unfortunately.
Right, Owen, I have to disagree with you there. If we go through each individual game, the 4 games before that, we were poor in Galway, and we got out of jail. We really were really, really lucky to get out of jail. The next game was Waterford at home, am I right?
Yeah.
We were okay. But I mean, we scored 2 goals within 10 minutes, and then we were all right for the rest of it. And I didn't think Waterford were up to much, but it was a 50-50 game after we went 2-0 up, and it kind of looked like we'd shut up shop and the game was over. And then the next game after that was Dundalk away. We were absolutely fucking shy. In my opinion, we weren't great against Shelbourne either, and then we were terrible the other night. So we've had 15 minutes, say 20 minutes, again 20, 25 minutes if I'm going to be generous, of a decent performance against Waterford, and the rest has been fairly mediocre. I'm not panicking, but I just don't think, we haven't played great.
I don't think we're as bad against Shells as you're making out to be either.
Okay.
And even up in Dundalk as well, like we weren't great, but I wouldn't say we were very, very poor either. Like, our Dundalk were a hell of a lot better than us. Galway, first game of the season, you're always just going to get a slog of a game in Galway, so I wouldn't really read too much into that either. 7 points out of 15 is not too bad, I don't think.
Yeah. Look, you could say now, like, the only team that I thought has been better than us so far has been Shells. I don't think the other teams have been better than us. No, I'm not saying we were better than them, we weren't. But
Sligo were better than us.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe you were a little bit, but like, look at the goals.
We didn't take it. We had chances. We probably could have got an equaliser, but we didn't.
Yeah, but like the chances we give up to them all, like that's not like us at all.
Yeah, it was sloppy.
It was very, and as fucking Greg has said, it's going back to that of the season we won the cup, the start of last season. That's what we were like. Nobody knew what you were doing in the box. Like to me, Luke Denniston looks like he never played nets before. At the minute, he's not commanding his box whatsoever. And that's just not us. Like, just the signs down there is just a little bit worrying for me at the minute.
And looking ahead at our next few games, like, it's not going to get easier. We're playing Pats away, Rovers at home, Derry away, Bows at home. Like, there's a good chance we won't win any of those 4. Like, and we might not even play too badly. It's just like teams could be better than us.
Yeah, and that is worrying as well, isn't it? Like, that could be, you could end up 6 games there without a win.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but like, again, it wouldn't be surprising if it happens. It's just.
Yeah, but it also wouldn't surprise me if we go and we take a couple of points from them and like a win or 2.
We could. Yeah, look, it's the nature of the league. Like, it's a tight league. Like, you should even seen like Dundalk drawn with Rovers and Tala.
Yeah.
People take points off everyone else. But I wouldn't be panicking too much at this stage anyway.
No, definitely don't think it's time to panic yet, but just little worrying signs that just has me panicking a bit. Let's say we shouldn't panic.
Yeah, look, right. You raise a good point on. I mean, the next 2 games are really, really tough. Pats away. Last year, Pats away, we went down there, first game of the season, and we defended for our lives, and we were really, really good defensively, and it's a really, really good team performance and all that. we just haven't been doing that so far this year. I agree with you, Richie. Conor Keeley looks a shadow of his former self. Dennison is a fucking liability at the minute. Quinn, it was a Boney that came in for Bulger. I don't think he's sure now who he wants to play, Bulger or Boney. We look shaky. The new lad that we got from Sligo, Abaje, has just been awful for me. He just hasn't been playing great at all. He was terrible the other night.
Yeah, and I was just watching him closely as well. He doesn't, like if was watching him, he doesn't commit to any tackles. He's really standoffish.
I thought he was going to be the exact opposite of that.
So did I. Like, we're so used to looking at Lamb in that position, and he's a little terrier.
Yeah.
You know, and he's bloody, like, getting stuck in. Like, Abaji doesn't do that. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad player, Abaji. He's not. He's good. He's very technically good. But just watching him, he's like, just put the boot in. Like, very standoffish.
I wonder is that because he got booked in the first couple of games?
Possible. Yeah.
Yeah, just
yeah.
a bit reluctant because I think if you get a game suspension, so maybe is that in the back of his head? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe so. But like, you know, and like we all know, this Toronto team is built on their back five.
Yeah.
And if they're not performing, I think the whole team's not performing.
Yeah, very true. And look, when you look around the league as a whole, I think there's one team that have been consistent for the 5 games, and they have a real identity the way they're playing, and that's Bows. Every other team, Derry, have been absolutely terrible and got out of jail with last-minute winners and last-minute equalisers. Rovers have been poor as well for a couple of games. Pats are after putting a little run together and getting 2 wins on the bounce. I suppose Dundalk, apart from the performance away in Inchicore where they were kind of battered 4-0, have been reasonably consistent. Waterford have been really poor. Sligo have been really poor. Galway have been all right. Again, you know, but we're ahead of most of them teams I've just mentioned, especially the ones that are kind of considered to be the weaker sides in the leagues. I just think it's going to be, you know, fingers crossed, it's going to be, for us anyway, it's just going to be a real sort of roller coaster. I mean, you're going to go away, and hopefully it's this weekend, going to go away to somebody like Pats and put in a really, really good performance, because football wise, I think Pats they're right up there. They've some top class players, and they played out of their skin against Shells at times. Some class football and an amazing winner for them. Yeah, Max Mata, and that's going to be a difficult fucking game. But just, yeah, it's hard. I'm finding it difficult to sort of put a positive spin on it at the moment. And it's not because we lost 2 games. Losing 2 games is losing 2 games. That's fair. It's just the manner of the way we approach the game. And what worried me the other night was the attitude just didn't look right.
No,
we didn't look up for it.
Yeah, and that's what I was on with. That body language just looked way off.
Yeah.
You know, and there was a few players, like, I think Aidan O'Brien started the season really well, but he did nothing the other night. And that's our centre midfielder. We need him performing every week.
Yeah, he's fallen off a little bit, man. Like, again, not being a drama queen, we're only a few games in and he's still new to it and all that, but he was very impressive, and then he sort of has definitely faded a little bit in the last 2 games.
Yeah, the last 2 games. Yeah.
What about the starting 11 the other night, lads, and bringing in Ryan? And that didn't work for me.
No, it's very risky, like, because Ryan hasn't played much to have him starting the game, and obviously it didn't work out, but yeah, even probably a bit harsh on Kareem as well, starting. Like, he didn't do much, but he was feeding off scraps. Like, 2 lads up front, like, they'd fuck all to go off as well.
Yeah. I thought Ryan had one of his poorest games for us in his Rada jersey. It just wasn't going for him. Like, he was throwing in like ghost tackles where he just missed his man completely, and let the ball go and gave away the ball, and it was just very un-Ryan Brennan, like, you just didn't see him on it at all, like.
Yeah, and look, look, I suppose you can understand the changes. Like, he has a squad there now that he has to probably use it, and if he stuck with the same 11 every week, lads be given out. Oh, he never makes any changes. So I can understand them making changes, but no, it definitely didn't work. It didn't work the other night for some reason, for whatever reason it was. But as you said, the two boys up front, like, they are taking a lot of stick, aren't they, for strikers, but are they getting service?
Fuck all of it.
Fuck, like, the other night, like, just watching it, them, like, and it is different watching it on the telly, isn't it, than being at a match.
Yeah.
You see a lot more. Like, the amount of times we bloody kicked the ball away, absolutely, like, for no purpose whatsoever, just put the boot on it.
Yeah,
like, you're looking at the two boys up front, they're probably looking at, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
Like, when you say there about both these mentioned it about the service that the lads are getting, I mean, where's that service supposed to come from? Obviously, it's coming from the midfielders getting on the ball and being creative and not being, ultra defensive the whole time. And even from the likes of Andrew Quinn and all that, getting on the ball and making these little darting runs, because he's been doing that a good few times over the last few weeks. Obviously, the goal against Shells came from a set piece for them. We got on the ball, he ran the length of the pitch, passed it, and we scored. Happy days, great goal. But I just can't see the sort of pattern of play. What are we trying to do? Are we trying to play more ball? Are we trying to retain the ball more? Borger, you put me in my place when I was giving out about them against Shells, and you said we actually had more possession than Shells in the second half. Not that possession matters, we keep saying this as well, but if we want to try and be more creative and get the likes of Doyle and what's his face up front, Lewis, sorry. We want to get Doyle and Lewis on the ball. We have to get the lads in the middle onto the ball and feed them. Put balls in for them, through balls. Like for Barry the other night, it was just headless chicken stuff, and it just makes him look really bad. I don't think he is that bad.
No, he's not. No, and you know what? And Doyle's not that bad either, lads. But as I said, they're feeding off scraps. But if you also look at, like, of our system, so we play three at the back. So we've two wing backs. So we've obviously no wingers. So the two wing backs should be really pushed right up, shouldn't they, into their half?
Yeah.
As, like, when we have the ball. We don't seem to do that at the minute. But, like, Kane and Abaji are not playing as wingers as such when we have the ball. So there's that massive gap then between Doyle and, say, Lou out wide. Like, so they're supposed to cover that whole side of the pitch as well, plus be in the box, or plus drop into midfield. Like, they can't just do it all. I'd like to see our two full-backs pushed right up a lot more, and the whole team pushed up more and playing the front foot.
I think I'd agree with you, but I think Conor Kane is at least trying. But I think we did, it was either last week or the week before we said it again, that he seems to be just running into a brick wall and not even trying to beat a player. Like those times last year where he was putting the ball past the defender and running into space with it and all that. But the other night, he just seemed to sort of have the ball. He'd run, there'd be a couple of players in front of him. He'd turn on his heels. And more often than not, the ball is going backwards rather than trying to pick that pass in the middle of the park, looking for a midfielder. I know Darrell Kavanagh would be running around like a headless chicken, sort of looking for the ball. Give me the ball, give me the ball. But he's the only one that's really kind of doing that. Ryan, obviously, that's not his game. He's there to kind of spoil things and be in more of his defensive role. And Ethan O'Brien, it just wasn't working for him the other night, or against Shells.
No.
But, hopefully we can, just get the little bit of momentum that we all kind of felt that we had after the first couple of games, couple of wins and a draw and all that. And we, it was a bit more, it was a positive attitude towards it, but it seems to have definitely gone a little bit negative after the last two. And it's natural, I suppose. We're after losing 2 games and we didn't perform great in either of them. I know, Owen, you think we were okay against Shelbourne, but we certainly weren't okay the other night. There's an overreaction again, because there always is with Drogheda fans. Oh, we're shite, and we need a striker, we need a striker, we need a striker. I think we're going to hear that all season, that we need a striker.
Yeah, and we do, you'll always have the same complaints, but surely your man is Water start now. Diego Godden in midfield.
Yeah, I was just going to say that as well. Yeah, I think he looked alright when he came on.
Yeah, I know. He's been quite good when he came on all the games.
He has, yeah. I think he's pushing for the start anyway.
Yeah.
And what, lads? Again, right? We brought in a player, Michael Cardo. Never seen him. Don't know why he's there. He never seems to be anywhere near the starting 11. We've bridal Bossakane. He's there. He's travelling with the team. He never gets anywhere near the team. He's not even being brought on as a sub. He's not even being considered as an option. If you're one of these lads and you're looking at Conor Keeley being thrown up top for the last 10, 15 minutes the other night, you're sitting there going, Jesus wept. I know, because we had to change tack a little bit, we were just going to lump the ball in and we did put Sligo under a lot of pressure, lads, in that second half when we made the changes. And for the last 20 minutes, we were I would say we were all over them. We didn't create much, but we really went for it. But it just felt like too little, too late.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And was somebody made a point now, you're sort of paying them 2 a wage, aren't you?
Yeah.
And just not getting a look in.
Why bring that lad Cardo in? He's never played. Has he? I think he won start last year when he came in. I don't get it. Obviously, I don't know what's going on up there. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know who brought him in or why. But I just find it funny that we'll bring this lad in from, was he half Portuguese, half American, whatever he is, and then you just never ever see him. And you don't have any sort of inclination as to why or why he's even there. It's very peculiar. It's very, very strange.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, he played against, I think it was at Longford in Rathout in the Leinster Cup, and didn't see a whole lot. But again, that's a pre-season friendly. Well, effectively a pre-season friendly. So it'd be hard to judge players on that. It's a tough one. You don't know what they're doing in training either. Could be showing fuck all.
Well, then it was somebody's choice to bring him into the football club, and they obviously seen something in him that was worthwhile bringing him in. When we brought him in at a funny time last year as well, and you're thinking, right, he's not going to get a lot of game time towards the end of the season because we're pushing for Europe and we kind of need experienced lads who know what they're doing and know the league and all that. But you would imagine that if he's worth a salt at all, that we're 2-1 down in the game away from home, we need a goal, right? Throw him on. Who knows? He's obviously a striker. That's his position. He's scored some goals somewhere else because that's the reason he was brought here, because he has shown some sort of potential. But and Bossakane as well. Why bring him back off his loan and just let him rot on the bench? He showed some potential. Obviously, that goal he scored away in Tolka was unbelievable. But that's over a year ago now. You know what I mean? And is he going to be one of them players that just kind of disappears into obscurity? Or he'll go off into the fourth division and we'll never hear from him again. It kind of feels like that. And I don't like saying that about any player, but you kind of have that. We've seen this a lot over the years, where lads that come in and they end up sitting on a bench for 3 months, 4 months, and then they're gone, and you never hear from them ever again.
Yeah, and look, as you said, it's definitely not a good sign when you're throwing Keeley up front the last couple of minutes to try and scrape a goal.
Yeah,
it's not the position you want to be in, obviously not. But them boys at the bench must be sitting looking at this. What's the point? I mean, You know what I mean? We're strikers sitting on the bench, and we're having to throw our centre half up front to try and save a goal for us again, because the same happened below in Dundalk.
Yeah.
You know, now in fairness, right, he did get the goal and he is a threat. But we shouldn't be in that position. That's what we're reverting to.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like, again, I think we all knew coming into the season with what we had signed, that we hadn't signed a number 9. We hadn't signed a proven goal scorer, because they're hard to get. But when you look around the league and you look what other teams that are going to be down the bottom have, like, you know, Waterford have, obviously, he's not exactly hitting the ground running this year with Padge Hammond, and then you've Galway after signing France Perot. We know what he can do. We know what he can do. He's a frustrating player to watch, but he puts the ball in the net. And then you've your man in Dundalk that they got from Derry. What's his name? Scored against us. Mullen.
Danny
Yeah,
Mullen,
sorry, Danny Mullen. Like, I mean, he's a goal scorer. He's just has that little. He does a cleverness about him in and around the area, that little back heel against us, and then he scored, I think he scored up in Tala, didn't he, against Rovers. You know, he's a goal scorer. Like, he just has that about him. You think, right, these guys are going to nick goals for their teams, you know. I'm worried. Like, I think the one player that we probably do have that's capable of that is Warren Davis, and we really, really need to see him back in the draw the jersey quick. Like, I hope he's on the bench Friday night.
Yeah, there is talk that he could be back for this week. Well,
really hope so.
Yeah, but look, even just go back to the point Ron was there a few minutes ago. We're not giving them any service, the two boys up top as it is. We're giving them nothing at the minute. So are we being a bit unfair on them?
Probably so, you know. I'm just going to one example. Like, Alua had a good chance near the end, and he just got it was like a kind of a pretty shitty effort. Like, the keeper just collected it, and then against Shells, like Mark Doyle had a couple of good chances, didn't put them away. So the ones they are getting, they're not converting.
Right. Yeah, and I suppose that's their job, isn't it? You have to take these chances.
It's a bit about, like, they're not getting a lot of service, and the service they are getting, they're not putting them away.
They're not putting them away, yeah. Yeah, it is worrying now. I was quite hopeful at the start of the season now. I was like, obviously you'd love to give everybody a chance, but it is a little bit worrying, so it is, at the moment.
Is it a matter of just being a little bit sort of ring rusty? We're only 5 games in. Are we we being a bit dramatic here? Like, is it going to click for them? Like, Alua, I don't know, and I think a lot has been said about Thomas Alua, or whether he's a striker or not. But you know, will Doyle get it right? Like, is he's a fair few chances coming his way? Is it a matter of time before he starts putting them away? I mean, he's only back in the league, you know, a month, and you know, blah blah blah. Who knows? I suppose you can't answer that question. It's not really a question; it's rhetorical. But you know, you'd be hoping that somewhere down the line that the lads can start putting these chances away.
Yeah, well, look, they're going to have to, aren't they? It's like simple as they're just going to have to, because you know, I mean, you're not just like, as you said, there's teams below us who have strikers and they're going to score goals. Like, I think every team in the league, maybe not Sligo and ourselves, don't have that prolific scorer, but the rest of them seem to have somebody up top.
Yeah,
that will put the ball in the net for them.
The rest of them seem to have that cute, kind of clever players that will get you a goal out of nothing as well.
Yeah, and Pats have a couple of them as well at the minute. They've 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah,
they've Maka and that coming off the bench. But yeah, look, I do understand you can take the time for it to settle down. That is, as you said, there's a lot of new players in the team. I just hope that's all it is. Like, I'd hate to think there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Like, I don't know. As I said, just the whole body language the other night and the warm up and everything just didn't look right. You know, I never heard that from somebody because I obviously wasn't at it. But he said even in the warm up it just didn't look right. So I'm just hoping everything that's gone on the last couple of weeks isn't having an effect on the team and the club. And I just hope it is only a matter of us settling down.
Well, look, the obvious elephant in the room was there was no fans there the other night, and Kevin wasn't on the bench. And is there a chance that could affect kind of the way we prepared for the game, and then the boys run out onto the pitch, and normally there's away supporters there to sort of greet you, and you know what I mean? Does that have an effect, or am I fucking grasping at straws? Does that not make any difference? Like,
doesn't help anyway.
No, it doesn't help, but you still should be professional enough to go out and do your job.
Yeah.
With fans or no fans there.
Look, I'll tell you what it doesn't explain, and going back to how defensively shit we were, it doesn't explain the fact that fucking Sligo have a set piece, and Darry Kareem has stood on the edge of the area, and Dennison decides to fucking beckon him towards the line, stand in front of me, stand in front of the Sligo player. The ball comes floated in, and Kareem just chests it straight down to a Sligo player who buries it in the net. What was that about? That must, Dara and Kev, they must have been tearing their hair out looking at that.
Yeah, and it's the one thing that never used to worry me was set plays or corners, because I knew we were always good enough to deal with them. But not now.
Man, we were right up there, second or third team in the league for, defending our box and winning duels from corners and, free kicks, and we're right up there stats wise. But the other night, that was just schoolboy shit.
Yeah, it was mistakes that we haven't made in a long time.
Fucking embarrassing.
Yeah. And just the energy levels look low, don't they? Just looks just no going, and there's no motivation in them at the moment.
Yeah, I said that. Flat. It looked flat.
Very flat, yeah. Yeah. I know Owen's going to come back in positive now.
I was going to say, when the subs come on, they brought a bit of energy, and that was the only time, really.
Yeah, true. And I think the same can be said for the Dundalk game. We did kick on. But we shouldn't have to be waiting for that. We shouldn't have to be waiting to be 1-0 down in Dundalk or 2-0 in Sligo to react. Because in this league, you don't get away with it.
No, there's no hiding places.
No. There's Sligo are the bottom team and we should be beating them. Should we? Why? Why should we be beating Sligo? They went 2-0 up on us, it's... Well,
I'll devil's advocate here, and I felt like we should have been going over there and getting something from that game, because Sligo were absolutely hockeyed in the game before. They looked dreadful. They looked I listened to the Sligo podcast during the week for the crack, just to hear what their thoughts were about this game. Every single one of them lads said draw it at 2-0, draw it at 3-0. Were so bad that Drogheda are going to come over here and they're just going to boss this game, and not one of them had any hope that they were going to get anything from this game. I think the whole league was looking at this thinking more or less, if Drogheda go over there and add typical Drogheda, put our game onto Sligo, the way Sligo were playing up to this point, especially after last week and the hiding they got, it was kind of nailed on that we were going to go over and get a result. But then again, is that another thing with Drogheda United? We know this every time that we're nailed on favourites to go and win a game. We fucking don't. We can't handle that little bit of pressure for some reason, which I find bizarre. We can't push on and go on to bigger and better things if we can't handle a favourites tag
Yeah, it was even the same with the cup semi-final against Wexford.
Yeah, same last year against Cork City, and every time that we were the boys are going to be favourites, Drogheda are going to win this. No, we bollocks, Eddie.
Yeah. And even the start of the season, every season, Drogheda will be relegated, Drogheda definitely go down. And I love that, because that sort of galvanised us. But this season, nobody's been talking about us being relegated or going down. Everybody's saying, they could be 5th or 6th. I was like, shit. I'd rather the other way, everybody against us.
Yeah.
For some reason, look, I'm not saying that's the case or whatever, but it's just, yes. And as you said, like everybody thought if a typical Drogheda team had over to Sligo done right, you would have hammered Sligo. It wasn't us, though. That wasn't the Drogheda team that we know.
No.
We were miles off it, all over the pitch.
And right, just to say this, because I know there's going to be a few people listening and they know who they are, and it'll be like, why are Drogheda fans expectant, and why are we going? Sure, we should be beating Sligo. We're right down there as far as low budgets go. Sligo probably have a less budget than us, but we're still down there in the sort of bottom 2, bottom 3 as far as budgets go. But I will say this, we've retained the spine of a team that pushed for Europe to the final game last year. And we are very, very competitive. And I think that's why there's an expectation there. It's got nothing to do with budgets. It's the fact that we held on to a lot of our players. We lost some, but we held on to a lot of our players. And people have an expectation, and I think rightly so, that we're going to push on. And we're not just going to sort of sink back down into, getting into these relegation battles and be looking over our shoulder constantly. I have a feeling that's going to be the case. I think we are going to be looking over our shoulder, because I think everyone will be. I don't think there's going to be a big massive split between sort of the top 4 and everybody else. I don't think there's going to be 6 or 7 points in it. I think there's going to be a few teams hovering around that middle that will be looking over their shoulder and looking up as well at the same time. Kind of similar to the way it was last year, but I don't think there's no Cork City this year who, I think Cork got kind of cut adrift last year at one point. And I just don't see that happening. Especially after looking at Sligo the other night, because maybe before that game you were thinking, a lot of people worried about Sligo, and a lot of the pundits were saying how worried they were about Sligo. But they're capable of putting in a performance like that and getting a good win against us. But I reiterate the point. Like, I think that's why a lot of Drogheda fans are so disappointed, because you want to be building on where we were from last year, rather than going a little bit backwards. Like, we've lost a few players from last year, and if you look at it, like, with the likes of Dougie, although he hadn't got a great season for us last year, he has gone. Owen Lamb is a massive loss. Warren Davis hasn't kicked the ball yet. So you're kind of looking at it going, we've lost a fair few players as well. But then there was excitement there with bringing in Mark Doyle, because everyone kind of looks back favourably on his time with us, because he was a great player, albeit a lot of that was first division football. But he went on to good things with Patson over in America and all that. I don't know how he done over there, but I presume he done okay. And you're kind of going, right, I think we're going to be all right. But I still don't think that we should be dragged into something from a point of view of budgets, yes, but from the other point of view of where we were last year and the players that we retained and how defensively solid we were. You're just not expecting us to be pulled down into it. You're expecting us to be like backs to the wall against going to Rovers and probably up to Derry and all that. Although we've done very well against Derry last year, we're going to have games where we're going to be really, really backs to the wall. But just if we can retain that defensive sort of solidity that we had last year, I think we'll be fine. But it worries me after what we seen the other night that we're still capable of putting in that kind of really shaky, just don't look like a team type of performance.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. And it's one of these, like even if you look at Shells, like Shells beat us last week and then they go and get beaten by Pats. But they played alright, Shells, against Pats. I was watching it. So it wasn't necessarily bad. Well, now look, Shells are playing Rovers tonight. They could go and get bet tonight. That's 2 defeats in a row for them.
Yeah.
So it is one of these leagues where, right, you could get a win one week and then all of a sudden it'll be another couple of weeks. It is so competitive. But you're right, when you've still that sort of performance hanging over us, I was really hoping we'd be able to kick on this year. And I said it here last week, I thought we should be going to Sligo and beating them. If we want to kick on, this is what we have to be doing. But it doesn't look like we're just there yet. Maybe it was just a one-off game, lads. Maybe it was. And we could go next week. We could go next week and beat Pats. We really could. Like, a week's a long time of football.
Yeah,
it's just so hard to put your finger on this one, isn't it? You can't just pinpoint and say, this is exactly what was wrong, this is what we need to do. It's just not that easy, so it's not.
No, Owen, you're being too quiet, man. I don't think you didn't think we had any right to go over and beat Sligo, did you?
No, did someone say we've 2 wins there in the last, was it 20-something games or something like that?
Yeah.
Something like that. Like, it's hard to get an away win, like, anywhere in the country, really. Like, you think about it, Galway's a tough place to get a win. Sligo, Derry, anywhere, Hala. It's just tough. And obviously we've got some away games with no fans coming up, so it doesn't get any easier. Well, yeah, funny, we could turn around and beat Pats Friday, who knows. We just hope for a better performance this Friday anyway.
Yeah, I think there's a sort of blueprint there when you look at Galway going to Inchicore last Monday, I think it was, and like they held out for 90 odd minutes and had some really good passages of play, it has to be said as well. I mean, again, everyone always throws that at Galway, that they're just long throws, long balls, blah, 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 but they're not, because they played some alright football. I didn't get a chance to see the whole thing. I was kind of coming and going from it, but like they had some good chances in the second half, and I think it was Cian Neavy that scored the winner, and it was like the 92nd minute or something like that to beat Galway at home. So is that right?
Yeah, it was a late goal, wasn't it?
Yeah. So look, I mean, all last year, I think we 3 draws against Pats, and then we conceded a 90-something winner up in United Park for them to beat us 1-0. So there was only 1 goal in it all last year against Pats. So look, we know we're capable of going to Inchicore and getting something. I don't know whether we're capable of going there and winning the way we're playing at the moment, because I just can't see where we're going to get a goal from, unless it's from a set piece or something. I don't know, but you'd be. I'm certainly not confident that we'll get something out of the game, but I think we fucking really need to just stop I was going to say stop the rot. That would be too dramatic, but losing 3 in a row now would really, really be damaging.
Yeah, I think it was last August when we lost 2 in a row.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think I heard somebody saying that the other day. But we just basically need to get back to the basics of what we're good at. And that's our back 5 and our keeper absolutely dominating games.
Yeah.
You know, and like, we do know how we set up. We let teams have the ball, we let teams come on to us, and then we try and hit them. But we haven't even been doing that. Like, we haven't even been winning second balls. We've been just really slow to everything. So I just need to get back to basics. And look, Friday night's going to be the same again. It's going to be back to the ball job.
Yeah, you actually raised a good point there, Richie. I meant to say that, like, the amount of second balls that we did not even compete for the other night, that Sligo were all the breaking ball, but they were forced to everything.
Yeah, and that's not us.
Not us.
You know.
So that would probably feed into the fact that what you're saying, like, was there something wrong? Because it did feel like that. And I know this is, airy-fairy stuff. We'll never know. We'll never find out. But it just looked off. The attitude didn't look right from kick-off, and it just didn't look like we were as up for it as we should have been. Now, look, if there's a draw to play, listening to this by any chance, they'll probably laugh and going, we were well up for it. We were the second best. You know, there has to be times where you just accept that fact too. You just go, look, we were just second best. We just didn't do it on the night. You know, that kind of way.
Yeah, and that happens.
Sorry, Richie, what did you say?
Yeah, and like, in fairness, that does happen in football. You know, I mean, sometimes you are second best on the night, and as Owen said, there is no easy away game in this league. So teams are capable of beating you at home.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but as I said, I just think we need to get back to basics now, and I think we're going to see more changes again Friday night after that performance.
Yeah, look, that's a good link. So we'll put that one behind us and hope for the best, and just with a bad night at the office. So Friday night Inchicore, and then the following Monday at home in United Park. We'll just talk about Inchicore first. So changes made to the team. I think we'd all like to see Godden start, maybe, would we?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Any other changes?
I'd like to see just like the three in midfield for me now should be Godden, O'Brien, and Kavanagh this week.
Yeah, I'd go along with that.
I don't think we've really too much choice up front, have we?
I'd probably start the Lua over Kareem, I think, the minute.
Yeah, me too. Just that bit of pace. Not that Kareem doesn't have it, but he's a different kind of player.
Yeah, and then like I don't know, as you said earlier, Greg's on the Bulger and Boney. He seems to be swapping them two nearly every second game.
Yeah, what about some of the subs we made the other night look fairly lively coming on?
Buckner was good, I thought.
Yeah, Buckner. Would you start him?
Tell you, it's a possibility he could start him instead of Abaji. I
actually thought he looked like a better player when he came on.
Yeah, he's very good going forward. He's very direct. He's very athletic, but I think he's a little bit naive defending. I think it's a bit light.
Yeah.
But
it could be a bit risky starting him maybe. But definitely say if we're one goal down, chasing the game, bring him on.
Yeah, he did look lively, didn't he, the other night?
He did. He'd the beating of your man. I don't know how he didn't give a foul. Do you remember the one he was running by your man and your man basically body checked him? And the ref just let play on. He's very quick.
He is. He's very quick, yeah.
And I actually forgot to mention that, Owen. Thanks a million. Like, the fact that, right, and I'm not blaming this on the fact that we lost the game. We lost the game because we weren't good. We were poor. But it just pisses me off with the whole, like, Sligo get to take a corner in stoppage time in the first half and go and score from it. And then there's 6 minutes added on at the end. The Sligo keeper goes down your man Sargent goes down for at least 2 minutes. And we get a corner at the death in the 96th minute. But there should have been time added on because there's no way there was 6 minutes played with all the fucking dicking around that Sligo did. And fair play to them, we'd do the exact same thing. I mean, they were running the ball into the corner flag on the 80th minute, for God's sake. Like, they were really saying, right, we do not want to lose this game now. And fair play to them. We'd be cheering on Drogheda if we did the exact same thing. But that pissed me off, man. That was like, right, whistling mouth, blow it up. You're not getting a chance to take the corner. That's not right. One rule for one and one rule for another, like.
Yeah, it's frustrating side of the game, isn't it?
It's fucking infuriating, and I know we probably have a persecution complex, and we think that everyone's out to get us at the minute because of all the shit that's gone on. But it really does kind of feel like that at times. The ref in the Shells match was fucking terrible. Him doing that the other night, it's just like, lads, kick us when we're down, you know.
Would you say that's a thing now? Would you, like, that referees seeing what happened and FBI officials? And would you say they have it in for us at the minute?
Nah, I don't actually, to be honest with you.
I don't think so either. But it just looks at if they get they always get decisions wrong against everybody. They'd have it in for everyone then, wouldn't they?
Yeah. No, look, yeah, I know. Look, clutching at straws there, but it is bad, isn't it? Like, but we shouldn't need referees to control our games. Yeah, and at the outcome of their games, we should be doing it ourselves.
I know. I just think those little decisions when your sort of emotions are running high and if you're at a match, you're stood screaming and from the sidelines, or you're sat at home watching the telly, you're just, you know, everything gets amplified a little bit. And when they do that, then you're just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Why always me? It's that kind of, it's a complex. You just develop it. But when it's in the cold light of day and you think, well, I'm sure that ref in the back of his mind wasn't going, right, I'm going to draw the out of a corner here for the crack. Fuck these cunts. You know what I mean? It's not, that can't be the case.
I'd say they do, the cunts. Yeah. But it is very frustrating. And like you even see it with the keepers delaying the ball when they're losing, and it just gets under your skin, doesn't it? But when it's us doing it, it's great.
Oh yeah.
I think that's just part of football, isn't
Um,
it?
right, lads. Look, right. We'll talk a little bit about the Rovers game in a minute, but just Inchicore on Friday. I'll ask you for your predictions, just for the crack.
Yeah, we always let all go first in this one.
We do.
I'm going to say 0-0. Very exciting, I know.
Get to the bookie. Richie?
Yeah.
Shetland week will be living in the fucking place.
Oh, yeah, right. That's that today, isn't it?
Tomorrow,
right.
Look, I suppose, like, if we're going off last week's performance, I just don't give us the hope in hell, lads, to be honest with you.
Oh, Jesus, Richie, you're normally a bit positive.
I know, yeah. It's such a difficult one. You know what I mean? Because we have been known to bounce back, haven't we, from a couple of shitty results?
We have.
Yeah.
You know, it's something like, I'd love to see that come out this week now, bloody swinging that fucking fighting every angle and every corner for us this week leading up to the game and bring the big positive attitude back to it. I think that's what we need.
You won't, because he's suspended and he can't talk to the fucking media.
Was there only one match out of 3?
Oh, I don't know. We didn't hear. No one ever tells us that. So who knows?
I think it's just one.
I thought it was only one, Greg, so.
Oh, good. Was that said somewhere? Because I wasn't aware of what it was, because no one ever says that.
No, it wasn't. No, I just always thought it was one. I could be wrong.
Straight red.
Yeah, but I think it's different.
It's different for officials, I think.
Yeah, and players.
Right. So it's only one game. Well, that's unless it's fucking really bad, you can get a couple, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. No. But I definitely think we need Doherty coming out this week fighting our corner for us and just galvanise us all again and get us pumped up and hyped up. And we are capable of doing it, but I just can't see it after last week's performance, us getting anything from this game Friday night. I think we'd be better.
Go on, so what?
Oh, I think they'll do us 2-0.
Fuck's sake, Richie.
I know.
You're sacked from this podcast now, Rich.
Yeah, you scumbag.
Don't worry. I won't win the bookies and do that.
You're not going to make any money out of it.
Anyone listening, email your CVs into wearethedrugs@gmail.com.
And send a message on Facebook.
Yeah. Puddles, the opportunity's arriving for you, man. I've been saying this to you for fucking months.
Yeah.
And
He auditioned already, actually, yeah.
Yeah, and he was terrible. That's why we didn't broadcast it.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope come next week he's all give me a bit of stick and
we will.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Fingers crossed, you can say, what the fuck do you know? So I'd be quite happy with that. So.
Well, look, even if you are right, we'll give you a bit of stick anyway, saying you're a negative fucker. So.
But now I do think we are capable of bloody going out and doing something, you know.
But you just don't think we will.
I just don't see it at the minute. No, just after last week. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a fucking boring 0-0, backs to the wall 0-0. One of them performances just to get us back on the horse. That defensive solidity that we've been praising them for. Keely's gonna clear every fucking ball that comes anywhere near him because he's in Inchicore and he hates them. So 0-0 for me, and I'd be delighted with that, to be honest. That would set us up nicely going into Monday's game against Shamrock Rovers in United Park. These are always fucking ding-dong games, lads, against Rovers. Even if we're shite and they're really good, we always seem to just raise our game and they fill the place and we fill their end and they fill theirs, and the atmosphere is always brilliant. And, you know, it'll be the first game back for a lot of people since Crabtown, or since Shelbourne, sorry. So there should be
Should be a cracking atmosphere at that game, regardless of what happens on Friday night. Like,
yeah, and and it is. You said it's a game that we always seem to be up for. So hopefully, but you just don't know with Rovers, don't you know? You could catch them on an off night and you could beat them, or you could get a draw, or they could just run. They could run amok against it.
mm.
I don't think they've ever ran amok against us at home, have they? It's going to be a bit of a tight pitch and that, you know what I mean? Stiffen up and Tala.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously they've come and dominated possession and stuff, but we've always made chances. We've always pushed them right to the end and got goals at the last minute, like the cup game last year. And, you know, although, yeah, I agree. Sometimes they're definitely the better team. We deserve to lose, but we always give them a good game in United Park, as opposed to sometimes we go to Tala and we're absolutely woeful. We just don't show up and they give us a hiding and it's embarrassing. But, you know, Sullivan and Lamb Park is a different atmosphere, and as you said, bit of a tight up pitch and all that. And yeah, he's been changing his teams around a fair bit as well, and he's playing the young lads and all that. And I think Bradley might have learned his lesson a little bit, kind of starting the two teenagers against Bows, because they got their ass handed to them, and you know, but they won their last match, didn't they? Was it Derry they were playing 1-0, was it?
Yeah, late enough winner against them.
Yeah, they dominated the game though, didn't they? I mean, Derry didn't really create.
Yeah, Derry were pretty shit apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, right. They're struggling. They're definitely having a hard time. But we'll cross the Derry bridge when we come to it, I suppose. Yeah, look, I'm going to ask you for predictions again for the Crack Lads on Monday. I know it's a fucking nightmare because we don't know what's going to happen on Friday, but just throw one in for a laugh.
Go for home.
It's 2-1 to Rovers.
Fuck's sake.
You're so negative, Owen.
We scored a goal, so it's not that.
Oh yeah, yippee do.
I can't believe you're going against us.
At home.
Yeah.
You'll be doing this podcast on your own next week, Greg. Be talking to yourself.
I'm pretty much fucking talking to myself all the time anyway, believe me. Fucking hell. Go on, Reggie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't be negative for 2 games in a row, so I just, look, just at home I think we are a lot stronger, we are better with the crowd behind us. I think we can get a 1-1.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same. 1-1 draw, so that'll be 2 draws in a row, and it'll put a stop to the rot. The massive rot of 2 losses. Fuck's sake, after 5 games.
But you know what, lads, and like we are capable, this team is quite capable, and this group of players are going to get 4 points next weekend. They are capable of it.
You'd get good odds on that, Richie.
Yeah, they are capable of it if they're on it and everybody's singing out the same hymn sheet and everything's going well for us. But as we said, it's not going well at the minute. So, but just, you know what I mean? Just wouldn't write this group of players off.
Oh no, absolutely not.
You know,
like I think we said it before. Like I don't think you're going to know where anyone really sits until at least the 4th round of games is played.
Yeah.
And we're kind of halfway through that now on Friday, like, so, you know.
And plus then as well, like, a lot of a change has come to transfer window as well in June or July, isn't it?
Jeez, yeah. We're already looking forward to that, are we?
Yeah.
You won't feel it creeping up.
What's that?
No.
You won't feel it creeping up, like.
You won't, and like teams will be in different, like be nearly halfway through the season, and teams will know what they need to do or who to bring in, or we're okay, we don't need. So, like it showed us, like a year we won the cup, like we were shit up to that transfer window.
Yeah, we were.
You know, so it can change so easily with a transfer window as well in the middle of the season. So.
Yeah, and like I mean, obviously. Other teams around the league are going to be looking towards that as well. So it's tough. It is tough to bring in players halfway through a season to make an impact. It's really difficult, but we've been good at it over the last few years.
Yeah. So like it can turn around fairly quickly as well over the course of the season. It's a long season, you know, and we probably didn't finish last season that strongly, did we? You know, we're scraping a few results together, so maybe we could save a bit of it for the end of this season, finish strong this year.
Yeah, well, you said it yourself. I think we lost 2 in a row in August, and then I think we went on an okay run into September, and then last few games weren't great. Even going into the last game of the season against Bowes, I wasn't sort of overly confident with the way we'd been playing.
No. But
the chance was still there, obviously, and you were sort of hoping against hope that we would do it. But yeah, look, we're probably getting way ahead of ourselves talking about the transfer window in July. But yeah, that's what 2 defeats in a row does to you, and a poor performance against probably the bottom team of the league that everyone was kind of tipping to kind of stay there. But I think people were being drama queens about how bad Sligo were as well, to be honest with you. I mean, a week before the season, loads of these pundits had Dundalk nailed on bottom and Galway nailed on bottom, and now they're all, Galway look alright, and I wouldn't be worried about Dundalk. I'm hearing Richie Towell saying this, and I'm hearing fucking various other people saying that, just because of the sort of performances that they've been putting in over the last while. They've been okay, like they're not amazing, but they're not getting hidings, and they don't look defensively bad. They brought in a couple of lads from Bowes, and they have a decent spine to the team. Galway seem to have a decent spine to the team. I still don't know about Waterford. I can't make out what's going on with them. They're very hard to work out, to be honest. Yeah. Sligo sort of proved everyone wrong the other night, that they're not as kind of bad as people had them down for, and they had a good few injuries the other night as well, like.
They did, yeah, and like, I know everybody's looking at Bowes, giving a run around, but Bowes are flying, lads.
They're playing brilliant football.
You know, like Bowes went and beat Rovers then, and I know they conceded 2 late goals, but it was a 3-0 game that against Rovers.
Yeah, it really was.
You know, so I think everybody's looking at Bowes hammered Sligo, so we should be hammering Sligo.
Yeah.
Like Bowes are miles ahead of us.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point.
Yeah, so
just on something you said there about Dundalk being very solid defensively. They've conceded the most goals in the league.
Yay, prove me wrong. Good stuff. I'm delighted to be proved wrong.
They've conceded 10.
They've
conceded 7.
But that's because your man Vinnie Leonard was out. The 16-year-old, he was out, so that ruined it for him, you know.
Yeah, he's out for a while apparently as well. He might not play for him again. Yeah, that's what I heard there during a few days ago. Yeah, he might not play for him again.
Why is he injured?
Yeah, some sort of injury. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
And he's going abroad. He's going to England in the summer anyway.
He's gone to Norwich, I think it is. Yeah.
Fucking hell! So that injury might keep him out till then.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I don't mean any ill will against the young player. I hope he's okay, but that's good news if they're going to be.
A child got injured.
Yeah, and I'm delighted.
If he's old enough to play senior football, he's old enough to take a bit of stick.
Sure, I drive around in my car around the street trying to knock kids over here. I love seeing kids getting injured. It's great. The cops have been looking for me for months.
We're getting way off topic now.
Yeah, look, I was going to fucking say something there. So, speaking of injuries, your man, Kerr McEnroy got a fucking farewell doing as well. He might be gone for months too.
Yeah, that's a big blow for them.
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, you know things are bad when you're looking around at other squads hoping for their players to get crippling injuries.
No, I'd be just looking at them, Doc. That's all I'd be looking at.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Oh god, we'll see if we can take out a few Pats players on Friday night and put them out for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Well, did you say this shout the other night? Did somebody put it up in the WhatsApp group at the Shells Pats game?
What was that?
Somebody let a roar Keane leaving. Fuck off, back to RD, you cunt. you could hear it on the telly.
Things you like to hear on national television. Fuck off, home to RD.
Yeah. Oh, the League of Ireland never disappoints.
Oh, class. And there was some nice, look, I'm not going to get onto this because we'll be here for another half hour, but there was some nice flares thrown onto the pitch there last weekend as well.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard anything about that, have we?
No.
No, we fucking haven't. Typical.
Yeah. It's
€2 worth of damage it cost, I think.
Yeah, if it's not a rubber pitch, it's grand to throw them on.
Yeah. But the whole thing was these players are dangerous in the crowd, and as we seen, a kid got injured at our game.
Yeah.
The whole thing was to ban them to stop people getting injured. Like, as I said before, the pitch could be fixed, and it is fixed. Fuck the pitch. It's more about the health and safety of the kids and that, and people. But the flares are still there in the games, and nothing's been done about it, and nobody else is being punished but us.
No word said in the media about it either.
No. So, are they allowed in, but just don't throw them? Is that what they're saying now? But they're still dangerous. They're still going to damage people if they land on them.
Yeah.
See, this is the problem. They've set the precedent now, and they're just going to look like fucking idiots. But
absolutely,
it's just like a punished about it over it.
Yeah.
Are you two going up to the 12th man bar to watch the game on Friday?
I am.
Yeah.
You're doing the same, yeah. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to watch at home because I have a busy weekend, Saturday morning and all that, so I can't. But are you going to bring a couple of flares in, which is?
No comments.
Smuggle them in your jock zone. You'd be grand. That'd be the funniest thing ever if we score. Richie pulls out a flare and lights it in the bar.
Standing up on top of the porch, Gavin.
Yeah, and then throw it out the window onto the pitch.
Jesus. Yeah. The smoke bombs being going and everything.
Oh, brilliant. Right, I'm getting delirious now. Right, I'm going to let you go. So yeah, look, fingers crossed for Friday, and obviously we've the game then on Monday, so we'll get together probably on Tuesday if he's free, and we'll do next week's pod.
Sounds like a plan.
Right,
yeah, sounds good.
Right, lads. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
Right, man.
Cheers.
Good luck.
All the best.
If you catch a fish or two before you're leaving, and